It's back.
Like that. Oh no, yours is still broken.
Yeah, I forgot.
Not this.
Grandmother bitch.
I'm fixing it with tape though.
My cat is scared of my fan, so she ran away. I didn't even open it this time, and she still ran away.
Wow.
She said, I know what that is.
She says, that's a Jimbo thing.
Clown. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. So this episode felt special enough that in honor of one, Eve the Bunny, I made a white wine spritzer tonight, but in fact, and indubitably, it is made with Arizona iced tea. I use my favorite flavor, which is green tea and ginseng, and it's very refreshing and very lovely. So I've got a little bit of my Pinot Grigio I need to finish, so this felt like the right occasion to do so.
I thought you were going to actually pull out the black and white tea.
I couldn't find any. I can't find any in Tucson, so I think I'm gonna have to order some at some point.
I literally never even heard of it until I randomly found it at the convenience store by me. That's why I was kind of like, "Is this hidden? Like, what's going on?" But now it's the only place where I can get it, so it's kind of scary.
Love it.
That's fine. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of concert drag and video games. As always, my handy dandy big water bottle because hydration is important.
And I am David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. And I am wearing a shirt from one of my favorite All-Star Talent Show winners, one Ben de la Creme. Love her. And today I am drinking water.
Agua.
There it is. I was waiting on it.
There was a delayed pause. Why? Because I wanted there to be.
But you totally paused. It's okay. Regardless, it is I, Brook, a queer college graduate who plays way too much fucking Smash Bros, also known as the Brook Hogan of the Cup. Here lately, I have been playing Crash Bandicoot to insanity, even though the controls on that game are awful and they make me want to die. And I am drinking water, tap water, actually, out of my lovely little Universal Orlando cup that I got a couple years back because I felt like being festive today.
Come on, festivities. Hey, everybody, what's happening? It's me, Eve the Bunny, Chicago drag artist and Queen of Ivy Park. Today, I'm repping actually my very, very first piece of Ivy Park I ever purchased from 2020. It was from the Drip 2.0 drop. It's the honey crop top hoodie. I have the matching pants too. It's my baby. I love it because I'm in this mode where I'm very getting back into caramels and browns and stuff. So yeah, I love it. It's my baby. And I'm actually not drinking black and white tea today. That's because of the fact that we did a gig. I had a gig this weekend, and one of the sponsors was Pepsi, and so they had a crap ton of Pepsi. So I took like 15 2-liters home.
As you should.
Yes.
I took like 15 2-liters home and a whole bunch of 20 ounces, and so I'm drinking Pepsi.
Yes. Not sponsored, but it could be.
Not sponsored, but it could be.
Absolutely. Y'all, we are almost done with this season.
Almost.
Yay! Another one bites the dust.
I will say, I loved this episode.
I did too.
I really did. It was a great episode of television.
It was cute. It was cute for me.
I think a lot of it had to do with everyone but Heidi being back.
Yeah.
And in this moment,
that sounds shady.
I'll worry about
I'm gonna worry about Heidi.
Logan,
I heard that sounds shady.
I heard you liked the episode because of the company you watched it with.
No.
What?
Yeah. Yes,
Logan and I
okay. I
watched the
watched this
episode
with
together.
David Healy.
In Tucson.
He was in my apartment. We did thankfully get to film 2 podcasts together. So go check out our most recent episodes of France and Mexico Drag Race coverage. Where in France we gooped and gagged the children. And that clip will be on social media very soon. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod. But no, it was a good episode. I can tell you exactly how David felt about this episode because I watched him watch the episode.
Very true.
For me, because as I have been told, I have not been able to hide it very much. I have not enjoyed the season very much, keeping it a buck. This was my favorite episode of the season. This is my favorite episode.
Oh, good.
Especially, well, for one, everybody was back other than Heidi, R.I.P. But, you know.
She's not dead.
She's dead to Drag Race, I guess.
I think she might have fell into that weird space like Willem and Courtney and them where we're just kind of like,
Willem, Courtney, Pearl, Kimchi, basically, like.
I don't think so. I hope not.
I hope that she comes into one of those slots where she just shows up every now and then. Occasionally.
Same.
I doubt it, but I hope. But no, it was really nice getting to see everybody again. And this is also why I've always loved the talent show being the first challenge. Because one, you could tell half the queens thought this was going to be the first challenge. But two, it's just really nice getting like reintroduced to everybody through what they do best versus like a performance challenge where they write a verse that has to fit a specific theme, which doesn't really introduce you to them. Like, even a design challenge is the first episode. I kind of am here for because it lets you see what they like, what their concept of drag is. Like, I like the lyrics and stuff, but it doesn't really reintroduce you to who they are as a person and as a queen.
It's also really interesting to think about how different the season would have been had this been the first challenge.
It's really weird because there were a lot of people that were commenting on Twitter that said, oh my God, I'm so annoyed. We had this talent show and we had like 7 people lip sync or 8 people lip sync. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm going to say this as a drag artist. Put some legitimacy on lip syncing. It is not just a last ditch effort. It is a medium in itself that's very, very similar to like acting. So that's one reason too why when people get annoyed when there's a lot of acting challenges or performance challenges, I'm like, well, other than that, we don't really get the chance to see a lot of what they can do on stage, their stage presence, how they move, how they carry themselves, things like that you normally can see through a lip sync. You usually only get to see that when they're about to go home. So it's like, I'm very okay with having a talent show with having them lip sync because it still gives me a peek into what it would be like if I went to go see a show with them in it, you know?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I agree. And honestly, I've said in the past, I think it'd be kind of interesting if instead of a talent show, they did a challenge where bring your own original song and perform it however you want. Because that's kind of what we're getting anyways. And that's kind of what always wins. So it feels like a lot of the like other talents that maybe, I don't want to say more how do I word this without delegitimizing lip syncs?
The more unique talents that are
yes, sure, we'll go with that. That's good. But they kind of get overlooked. Like we've seen some really talented people that just get passed by, like Thor with the violin. That was great. So honestly, I think it'd be a more even level if everybody just came with their own original songs and showed us what they can have, and they can even incorporate other talents into that.
Well, then Drag Race better pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they pretty much are.
I agree with you completely, but like, those are not cheap to make. So,
I mean, and also with season 15, we saw that they were willing to pay music. I mean, season 14 a little bit too. They were willing to pay for a bit of licensed music for performances too, because like they paid for that Fifth Harmony song for Jasmine Kennedy. They paid for Zombie for Sasha Colby. A couple other people got music paid for them. You know, so like, I hope that continues as well. Because allegedly something that's happening on All Stars 9 is that they've all gotten a decent stipend, which we've been asking for forever. So like, hopefully this is a trend that continues and not just, hey, smaller All Stars cast means we have more money we can send to the girls. That's what I mean.
Right.
And if
Because
it
they're
means
getting it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eve. It feels like they finally get it. They finally understand this is what we need in order for our girls to be fully successful on this show, in order for ratings to be higher. Because it is no secret that the ratings for this season are not nearly as high, and I think are the lowest they've been since All Stars 5.
Yeah. Because it's becoming one of those things where, and I say this, honestly, I'll just put it that way. I say it honestly. RuPaul's Drag Race very much did start out initially as a drag competition that happened to be a reality show, and it has flip-flopped very hard in the past couple of seasons, where it has been like the competition part has almost become a little bit secondary from how they're producing things. You know what I mean? To the point where people are being turned off from wanting to watch the rest of the season because there's too many storylines being fed to them, and like other opportunities where they could have been like, well, crap, you could have just had all the girls do this or all the girls do that. You know what I mean? Or things with like, what was it? Oh God. I think it was it season 15 where like for the first half of it, the runways were like so super fast. You couldn't even see any of the girls' looks.
It was
or
season
anything.
15.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. Oh, Eve, you probably have no idea. Oh, okay. So, do you remember during season 15 when we got the 60-minute episodes, there was a change.org petition that went around that we believe actually got them to change it back to 90-minute episodes?
Uh-huh.
You are talking to the person that started that petition.
You did?
That was
Yes.
Brandon. That was Brandon.
Yep, my petty ass. I was like, I'm doing this right now.
Well, and the
That's
fun part
freaking
about it was
badass.
really funny watching all of these channels talk about. There was a petition that got started, and like 30,000 people signed it, and just sit back over here like, "Yo, Brandon, these people keep talking about you."
Yeah, literally, we were just like, yeah, I mean,
That's freaking
Literally, all
badass.
it was just like,
And the petition just popped off so quickly too. It went like overnight. It went from like 100 to 5K, and then it just kept going.
Because it was easy, especially given the fact of how much people did not care for real friends of that homo show with the WeHo boys. We were like, no, we don't want to see this like very, very makeshift. I don't know, what is this like? It's supposed to be like
bullshit.
It's supposed to be like Friends, but half of you look like the cast of Frasier. It's odd. It's just very odd for me. It was no. And then they weren't actually all friends.
As someone that watched both of those shows growing up, can confirm.
I'm good with my references. Trust and believe.
But I not believe it.
But no, it was one of those things where it was like, we're missing out on so much of what really makes the show stuff that we actually want to go back and watch. You know what I mean? Like the runways and mini challenges and stuff like that. I feel like there were a couple of seasons where they really weren't doing a lot of mini challenges and stuff like that. So we were just going straight into workroom drama and then going into the runway. And we're just like, okay, I kind of need a break, you know? And then
sounds about right.
Yeah.
And then we got it, and I think we got it honestly at a good time because we got it at the Rusical, which I'm glad we got to see a little bit more of that. But
like anyway, even Untucks back in the day used to be like iconic.
Then why are you talking? One of my favorite moments ever. Like,
right. Can someone hand me my fucking lash because I'm such a disaster? Like.
Your tone seems
I've never had a sugar daddy. If I want a sugar daddy, I could go out and get one because I'm sickening. You could never have a sugar. Oh, we can't quote her anymore. Anyway, we walk into the workroom and it's just Jimbo and Kandy. It's just Jimbo and Kandy, and Jessica's gone, and I'm sad. And we go to open the lipstick box, but like, who fucking cares? Because we literally saw both of the lipsticks. And it's like, oh my God, there were 2 lipsticks in there. And one of them said Jimbo, and one of them said Jessica. What the fuck do you mean?
Part of the stuff we're talking about that annoys us about Drag Race, where we're like, why did we need to see all this? Y'all really need to fill time.
Because point blank and the period, Jessica Wilde deserved a spot at the finale of this season.
Okay, here's what I did like about watching all of this. I feel like throughout the season, you could tell Kandy and Jimbo were close. but you did not know how close they were. Once it
Oh,
was
I love-
just
yeah.
those two, they were kikiing like honestly like I've never seen on the show.
I loved it.
And yeah, it was adorable. Like I loved seeing them just enjoy each other.
The
and-
whole wig snatching. We got
Yeah.
this
The wig
moment
snatching
brings
was
me back
funny.
to All Stars 5 on the finale episode of All Stars 5 where they're doing the pillow fight and you get the slow motion of the pillow hitting Cracker and she just goes like it gave me that moment and I was like, I love when they do the slow-mos in like the finale, except this wasn't the finale. I wish it was. But no, I'm like, oh my god, there's a lipstick for Jimbo and a lipstick for Jessica. What? I will say as well, I don't know if any of y'all, panel and audience, have seen the clips from the Roscoe's viewing of this episode with Kandy and Jimbo. Kandy spilled a lot of tea, and I don't know whether she was supposed to spill that tea. You can also tell that I love Kandy Muse to death. You can tell she knows she's not winning. Based on the edit and based on everything, because she's spilling all the tea and Jimbo's just sitting there. But basically she goes, I got really bored one day and that's why I decided to spread all the rumors that I did. Like the whole drama of the season was because Kandy got bored on set.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Fun fact: Kandy Muse is a Scorpio.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
Another fun fact: I actually hung out with her this weekend.
Drink.
Sorry, I completely forgot. Yeah.
No, we love
Miss-
Kandy Muse. We love Kandy Muse here.
Yeah, we love Kandy.
We
Yeah.
love Kandy.
Miss,
There was a clip of her saying that just trying to get the alliance to do it, and Jimbo's just like, oh, what? Like right next to her.
David, sweetheart, you cut out there for a decent chunk of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was saying that there's a video of Kandy saying that she was never going to cut Jimbo, but she wanted the alliance to cut her, so that's why she kept saying that. And Jimbo was just like looking shocked next to her. She was like, "What?"
Makes sense.
Keisha Muse.
I mean,
Keisha Muse.
From a game perspective, right? In a situation where, let's say, at the final three, Kandy wins the challenge and has the opportunity to cut Jimbo, right? It's either she cuts the front runner, right? Makes the fan base pretty irritated from what I'm seeing on Twitter, right? And loses to Jessica, or she doesn't cut the front runner, takes out Jessica, stays loyal to her alliance, possibly keeps the fan base slightly more happy with her, and loses to Jimbo. So, like, I get it.
Let's be fucking honest here. The fan base is never going to love Kandy Muse.
No.
And it's really unfortunate because Kandy is so incredibly talented and so great at Drag Race. There are literally two queens. There are only two queens that have ever made a top two twice. And it's Raven and Kandy Muse.
That's what I said.
Kandy should be on the level of love that these, like, the iconic girls are getting, and she never will be, and that's a fucking shame because she is talented. Have I loved every single thing she's done on this season? Absolutely not. Have I loved every single thing she did on season 13? Absolutely not. But the bitch is talented, and she deserves the respect that she's entitled to, and she's never going to get it, unfortunately.
To me, it's one of the things like a lot of people are like, oh, she's arrogant. I'm like, it's not arrogant if it's correct. Like, she's confident, and her success is begot by her confidence, right? That's what it comes from, right? She is a successful queen who has managed to keep herself relevant in between her seasons, has done remarkably well on both of her seasons, and regardless of if she does or doesn't win the crown, 99% chance that she won't. But, you know, she's, like, done so much in her time on the show that she should be liked more by the fan base, but they're not going to like her, even though they all say they want drama every season, but she gives it to you every episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go to the next day in the workroom. Jimbo is on Kandy's back, and Ru walks in, and all the queens come back, and I'm like, yay. I was here for it.
I was very happy.
Mostly for Jessica Wilde. The fact that Jessica Wilde did not miss a single episode this season.
Yes.
Period.
Yes, literally.
The fact that I felt really bad for Jaymes. because people kept pointing out on Twitter that apparently they all clapped and made noise and stuff for everybody else. And when Jaymes came out, they were silent. And I was like,
what the fuck happened? Because we'll talk about it later. This is not the only time in this episode that happened. So, like, something happened on that set where these girls just do not like her for whatever reason, or at least some of them don't. But
maybe they could have played into the reason why she got unanimously voted out. Because like I said when that episode happened, I was like, track record wise and the way everything is set up, it would not make sense for Jaymes to go home. But for everyone to unanimously do it, I'm like, this is something I feel like probably got talked about before it happened, because I don't see how you all would have made this decision. It just it doesn't it didn't fully track. So maybe there is some behind the scenes tea that they were just like, or maybe that was something they just thought of, like, we know Jaymes is tough competition. We know Jaymes is somebody that could easily make the finals. We need to get her out. Because she was doing cute fashion looks and she was good with, like, the acting challenges and stuff. And, like, usually if you can nail those two, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's been tea that we've kind of alluded to throughout the season that something happened during episode 1 that kind of made Jaymes public enemy number 1. I think something about her wanting to quit. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it all, but we've talked about it a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
From what I remember seeing was that the girls didn't think that Jaymes should have been high in episode 1, which I agree with, for the record, even if I am the president of her fan club, okay? But and they were like, oh, well, the judges love her. She's getting all this special treatment. But in reality, I think that was the only placement she got all season that I didn't agree with. Other than maybe Snatch Game. I thought she could have won Snatch Game. But, like, that was the only time I think she got overrated on an episode this season.
Yeah, I felt like that she got very overlooked for a couple of things. I feel like that she got made a little bit more safe than she should have been. And I've been kind of like, huh? So it was just, it's weird that was the group target. You know what I mean? I just feel like that was just a random person that I would have seen it easily being more Kahanna or Kandy or, you know what I mean, or somebody like that. But like, Jaymes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey.
Who knows? Literally.
I'm saying maybe she thought they were gonna turn her into a puppet or something. I don't know, child.
Hey, shapeshifters.
Yes, everybody's back, and 11 episodes in, we finally get the reading challenge.
It's about fucking time.
Which I'm very okay with them doing it this way, because that way we get everybody reading, as opposed to it being later in the episode
Except
where
for
you hear like 3 or 4 girls.
Except for Heidi.
Except for Heidi. Hers probably would have been so great.
I agree.
Hers was so great.
And apparently, I know I've not been the biggest Jaymes fan on the panel, but I was talking to my roommate and I was telling him my favorite read. I couldn't remember who did it, and he's like, "Oh, that was Jaymes." So congrats to Jaymes for having my favorite read of the night.
Which was?
It was the one to Mrs. Kasha Davis. She said, "You have the only drag queen story hour where the kids protest."
Oh yeah,
It was so good.
that was a good one.
That was cute. Well, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember what my favorite one. What was everybody else's favorite?
My favorite one was Mrs. Kasha Davis being the helipad read
With Alexis.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Look, and she didn't sit up in there and make a whole thing about it afterwards, like she did during her season when they read her about away. I was like, if we
show Farrah out to be the bad guy and all of that, and then Alexis just won. Oof.
Literally. I'm trying to remember, because like
for the most part, I'll be real, this wasn't my favorite reading challenge, but honestly,
yeah, by any means, yeah, no.
But really honestly, it didn't even matter because it was just nice seeing the girls again. So,
do you know who surprisingly had a good read that I was like, you know what, that actually wasn't a bad one. I'll give you a couple chuckles for that. Was Naysha Lopez. When she called Darienne Lake to work, and she was like, "No, I know you're not her. I just prefer her." I was like, I was like, that was actually a good one. That was a good one.
When Jimbo was reading Naysha and was like, "Fuck you." No, really, fuck you. I was like, okay, Jimbo.
I love that. Oh yeah, and Alexis is to
Lala.
No, yeah, to Lala. She's like, this dick. And she's like,
This
not a
dick.
read, not a
Just a
read,
proposal.
just a proposal. I was like, you better go for it.
I'm like,
She
I'm like
sure
watching.
did.
Yeah, no, like watching that back though, because I was just like, what is this voice that Alexis is doing? But why am I kind of living for it?
Yeah, it's this like almost foghorn leghorn kind of voice.
Very.
No, awkward, like word.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites, Jessica to Lala. Your fashion reminds you on Thursdays because that's when I take out the trash.
Again, there were some good ones. I don't think there's anything that was like, I think about you all the time, especially in the morning at the
At the
bus
morning
stop.
at the bus stop. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there were some good quality reads. in
There's
here.
not my favorite read of all time, which I bring up pretty much every reading challenge. But my favorite read of all time is Jocelyn Fox. Wah, wah. Darienne Lake. She looks like the kind of girl that would sit reverse cowgirl in the toilet just so she could have a flat surface to eat off of.
Yep.
My favorite read of all time.
Isn't her name Darienne Bogg now?
Oh yes, Darienne Bogg.
Darienne
I'm so sorry.
Oh god, that season 6 has the best reading challenge.
Truly the best
Oh,
reading
truly.
challenge ever.
I know
But we
it's
get a
on your-
winner. We get a winner of the reading challenge, and I believe for the first time ever on Drag Race, Mrs. Kasha Davis has won a challenge.
Yes.
And I was thrilled.
No, I was screaming. I was so
way
happy.
overdue. Way overdue. Way overdue.
Start of a series of amazing wins in this episode that filled my heart with joy and made it grow 3 sizes. I'm just gonna be honest.
Sure. Sure. But yeah, so we get the maxi challenge. It's the talent show. Shocker. Woo.
Yay.
Woo.
Woo.
Like, I just want this season to be over.
Can we get that nice little US break period that we get, please?
And we're about to get it, and we're about to get a 5-month break, and then it's just international Drag Race. And I'm like, okay. Lovely. Not a break from RuPaul. Oh, don't you worry. Not a break from RuPaul, because guess what starts
Not
next
even
week?
a 1 week
Down Under.
break.
It's not even a break. It's literally like, I
The
think
next
4
Friday.
days.
Damn.
It's like 4 days.
My gosh.
Now I get why her
My
talk
gosh.
just too busy to do everything else, and the show wasn't good.
The RuPaul show was actually really good. I will say.
It is.
It was
actually is.
really good. But yeah, we get worker moments. RuPaul walks around, talks about some entertainer pulling 59 handkerchiefs out of her cavity, and I was like, I didn't need to know this.
I did not need to know this.
I was like, RuPaul, I'm gonna ask a question to the panel. How many coffee enemas do we think RuPaul had in this episode? I'm gonna say
the season, because the season that's a.
I'm gonna say
limit.
4 in this episode alone.
The limit does not exist.
Oh no.
The limit does not exist.
Not the limit does not exist.
The limit does not exist.
I would
Right
also
through
say maybe 3 or 4, somewhere around there.
5 coffee enemas and 3 coffee suppositories.
Not the suppository.
And
Yeah.
a singular cappuccino, just for fun.
Not this. Well, the only other workroom thing that really needs to be talked about is the fact that Alexis is once again trying to shoot her shot with Lala Ri.
And said that she said,
Yeah, not
I just need to apologize and take responsibility for sending you home. And we're all like, duh.
I wish I had the screenshot for it, but when Jessica was just like trying to eavesdrop during that conversation, I was just like, I should have screenshotted that and saved it.
Messica Wild. That's her nickname.
Messica Wild.
Messica Wild, honey.
God, I love her.
I know I do too.
Yeah, do we want to just jump into the talent show?
Sure.
Yes,
They were
please.
so long and so nuanced. We'll have so many things to talk about.
We sure will, because we talk for ages. So
no runway though, so there's that.
That is true.
yes, we have our hosts.
They felt like hosts.
What do you mean?
Like, they hosted. They didn't, like, it was just like interstitial little, like, it was almost like, you know, when All Stars 4, when they had like the little splash screen, you have RuPaul in the background saying some like random quip about the queen, and then it goes into the performance. That was like
every season.
Every
correct.
season.
They
I
literally
vividly
do
remember
it
All
every
Stars 4 because for Monique Hart, Mohart, she said, "Come now, brown cow," and for some reason that stuck in my head all these years.
No.
But
Well, you know that they just filmed all of those intros back to back to back, and then had them go change for their own talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I did like their little opening bit where they came out and was like,
I love Kandy Muse. I love that.
That was the best part. That
When
was the
Kandy
best.
was Jimbo and Jimbo was Kandy. I love that.
That was good. That was cute.
I
was
think
like,
they did a
I
good
like
job
this.
too, and they look good.
Yeah,
I do like Kandy's
Jimbo.
outfit. I like Kandy's outfit a
It's
lot.
it is not a short skirt or a bra and panty from Kandy, and for that I am thrilled.
No,
is it
same.
bad that I honestly think this might be my favorite thing Kandy has wore all season?
Honestly, no. Last week,
No, yeah, the makeover was better in my
Okay,
opinion.
fine.
the
But still,
makeover.
even then, this is top
No, but
3.
this is still good for me because like Candy's outfits have been questionable.
This reminds me of her not the beaded runway, but she basically was in this look on season 13. It was like the chandelier look. Do y'all remember that look?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the big hat. It was like, oh, this is giving that, but yellow. Word.
Mm.
Okay.
Yellow looks really good on her too, by the way.
She looks great in yellow.
Yeah, it does. It does.
She also looks good in red, as we saw several times on this season.
Child.
All she needs to do is get some orange, and then she's channeling her sis Tina Burner. So I mean,
Turn it and burn it. So we are going to go in order, which means we are starting with my dearest Monica Beverly Hillz. And I am very excited to announce to the podcast that not only do we have a let loose button, we now also have a
Let us open clock.
Yeah.
Let us open clock.
eat it up.
Love it.
I have to
love it.
I have to be really genuinely honest. This grew on me, and now I'm just like, this is iconic. Like, this is going to go down as one of the iconic talent show performances.
Yes.
It was not the best I've ever seen, but I love Monica so much that I don't even care.
This is giving I'm Roxy Andrews and I'm here to make it.
Yes, it is the new I'm Roxy
No.
Andrews. Oh my God, it so is. It so
This
is.
was better than that.
Oh, it's better than it.
No, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's better.
Absolutely.
This is the modern day I'm Roxy Andrews, and I'm here to make it clear.
Well, because
Right.
at first fandom for like an hour we're just making fun of Monica, and then the fandom was just like, no, this actually is low-key kind of great. Let's just
No, I was actually impressed by this performance. I actually was impressed.
It was
Like,
cute. She did what needed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
She looked
Wait.
nasty. I was like, body. Ah, she did what needed to be done, darling. Yeah.
Didn't she have a line about like sending people home or outlasting people?
Well,
again,
You
this is
know,
the first times we see that I think a lot of the girls expected the talent show to be the first challenge.
that's usually what it is, but instead she said,
Understandable.
no, it's episode 11, and I'm going to serve and slay and slay and slay.
that
Let us
part.
open clock.
Now,
And
of
I'm
the
You
not,
like
gonna,
that, Daddy?
I'm not going to.
now the ongoing debate: not a soul can clock, or not a soaking clock.
Not a soul can clock.
No, yeah. but-
The real argument is, are you serving or are you slaying?
yes.
Both.
Are you serving or
Bro.
slaying? Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Yes, period.
but
That's the answer. Yes, period.
no, fandom, shut the fuck up and let this girl live her best life, please, because we're living over here. So
Mhm.
But we might have said a
Come
couple
on.
of Monica looks this season weren't the best, but like we all love her here. Okay, we
oh,
love
this is a Monica Beverly Hills Stan podcast. Period. Point blank.
Period. Poo.
Point blank.
Like I love her so much.
And the
Like an
choreography
angel.
was right. She had some of the best choreo, I think.
Not a soaking clock. Not a
That's all it was. It was simple. It was to the point. We can all do it. trust and believe. If you played this randomly in any club or something, we would all hit that stance, and we were doing it.
I need her to be at DragCon next year so I can just be like, not a soul can clock. Like, I also, did y'all see the tweet that was like, a new legend rises when the old falls, and it's Lucy and Monica.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Again, hey, what we have noted is that regardless of anything, they are the only two queens that have a button on this podcast.
That is true.
That is true.
It takes a certain level of icon to have a button on this podcast. So
A certain je ne sais quoi.
Not a soul can clock.
and on that note, we can't talk about her all day, so we have to move on. Unless there's any other thoughts on Monica Beverly Hillz. Oh, actually, I do have one other comment. I do love, and I'm pretty sure she's one of your sisters, Eve. I am going to clock the hell out of her. I do love how much Abigail Beverly Hillz has just been like, oh, I co-wrote this. Oh, I wrote it. Oh, I wrote this for my mother. And literally one of the comments was like, let her have her moment. God damn.
This is her moment.
Have it.
She's not letting her have it. And I'm going to clock her for it.
I mean, I do agree that is how it is coming off. I think that she is very excited for the fact that she's was helping being a part of all of this. Because I mean, I get that too.
I believe she was 100% earnest. It's just not coming off that way.
It's just not coming off that way. Yeah, there's been a couple of Chicago girls too that have been like, "Girl, what are you doing? Calm down." And I've just kind of been like, "Ooh,
like." Ooh. Do we want to score these? Like, not necessarily looks, but performances.
The performance. I want to. Yeah, I want to.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
You know what? I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna be real honest, and I don't even care if I get any flack for this. My cup is full for this performance.
No, literally, my cup is also full. My cup is also full.
I don't care.
I'm gonna give her a nice 60.
That's fine.
Okay. From a performance standpoint, it's like an 80. From an impact standpoint, it's a full, so it averages to a 90.
Fair.
I'm gonna say my cup is full as well too. Love you, sis.
Monica getting her highest scores of the season.
We love you, Monica.
Truly obsessed with Monica in every possible way. And one final thought on Monica. In the workroom and in confessionals, you can tell that she just felt so much better about herself. Yeah. And it was like, the competition mode is off. And I saw the real Monica in that workroom and in that confessional. And she was laughing and having fun. She was like laughing at whatever was happening. And she was like, well, shit, I can't say anything. I went home first. And I'm like, that's what I wanted to see from her. Like, I'm I'm so happy that we finally got to see. Yeah.
I'm also happy that we got to see some incredible looks from her in the Fame Games. Not all of them, but quite a few of them.
A good chunk.
Yeah. Like, she was not by any means my least favorite on the runway at all this
season. Not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at
like,
all.
oh, we have receipts. We'll pull them after.
Somebody who possibly was.
Possibly.
Am I the only person? Like, to be clear, as of recording, I had watched this episode like an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
I barely remember her performance, and maybe that's just me. Like, it wasn't bad. It's just like
it's not good.
It just wasn't memorable. You know what I mean?
Like, but I can appreciate what Naysha did here, though.
Can you?
I mean, she did flamenco. Like,
did she?
In a way, but I mean,
as someone that trained in flamenco and folklorico for 5 years, no, she didn't.
I'm also a dance fan. Like, I watch like America's Dance Crew, so I think you dance. I grew up in a dance environment. Like, I used to be a dancer. So
same.
Like, yeah. So like,
also
I was watching. Like, I mean, it's not awful, but it was like flamingo to me.
Like, no, it felt like for me she was marking her performance. That's what it felt like. It felt like she was at like 70%, and I'm like, why?
She knows she's not winning the Fame Games. You have to think that. Like,
something that I thought
had the most sickening package of these iconic designer, like, beautiful looks. She's not winning the Fame Game. She got purpled incredibly hard this season.
Yeah.
But we have to remember she was a very last minute addition. So I think all things considered, she did pretty well. In fact, she had a few looks that we were really impressed by. So the fact that she was able to scrape that together, good for her. And
Yeah, I
even this-
actually heard who she allegedly replaced. I'm not going to say it on air, but it's interesting.
Ooh, after.
So
talk about it later.
it's very funny because this is one thing that I know Naysha personally. You can take a drink if you want to. And it's very, very funny that during this performance, this was the first time in 13 years that I ever got the correlation of, oh, that's why her last name's Lopez, because she likes J-Lo.
Oh, I just got that correlation.
I literally just got that, and I just got it because of the fact, like when the song switched to J-Lo, I was like, oh, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, like Naysha Lopez. I said, wait, is that why her last? I was like, why did I not put this together? I was like, I thought she just wanted a, I thought she just wanted a nice, cute little Latin last name, and I was like, okay, work Lopez, cute, you know.
Well,
I didn't.
There are a lot of famous people with the last name Lopez.
Well, I know she didn't try to name herself after George Lopez.
Yeah,
but
she
I was
at the
about
same
to
time-
say, my drag name was inspired because I really like the name Naysha, and I really love George Lopez.
Yeah, I was
Mario
like, and she's
Mario
talked about her
Lopez,
love,
that's a better one.
and she's talked about her love for J-Lo many, many, many times. I just have no idea why they never clicked. And I was just like, I got that right in the performance. I was like, and then of course she goes into a J-Lo song, and I was like, Jennifer Lopez, Naysha Lopez, and I was like, wait, I feel stupid now.
I didn't get it either. I mean, you've known her longer than I have, but
Also, if
That's
I
so
remember
crazy.
correctly, this past year, didn't Naysha perform alongside with a lot of people with Jennifer Lopez, or that was last year?
one of the last years.
It was for
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, that was last year.
I know
yeah.
George.
So I was
Sure
gonna say, I was
did.
like, I got that from a while ago. So
I did forget about that
Mhm.
too. That's all I
You
was saying.
should
I was
have
like,
let
this
us
is
know,
so many
Brandon.
times.
Yeah,
You forgot about-
Brandon.
You forgot about that.
Anyway,
You forgot about this performance. I mean, there you go.
I mean, at least she did something a little bit different. She did the flamenco. It seemed like she wasn't hitting it hard or anything, but at least she tried something different.
I feel like that. To me, I feel like what it was, it didn't fully come off that way, but I feel like that it was a performance where it was supposed to be something that was supposed to be more technically based, and something more heritage based, something that was closer to her personally. It really makes me think of like Gia Gunn's talent show performance that she did. I just feel like that there was a little, I don't know. It's one of those where it's like I can't feel like I can judge it 350% so hard, because it is something that does have an amount of respect to it and that should be given to it for what it is for, you know? So that's why I didn't completely hate it. It was one that I just almost put it in a different category. It wasn't one that just wowed me, but I loved it for what it was, for the background and for what she was, for her background and what she was doing it for. So I have a lot of respect for it. So I say
Steve, do you know at all whether she knew flamenco prior to this, or did she learn it for the show? Do you know anything about that?
I'm going to completely throw this in the air and not say that I'm lying, but I'm pretty sure she did flamenco or traditional salsa for her talent for Continental that she ended up winning.
I believe it was salsa for her for the year she was in Continental.
Okay. I was like, I know it was one of the two, but I know that she is.
I haven't watched her Continental package in a while.
Mhm.
I have seen it, but I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah,
I believe it was salsa.
Yeah, I was like,
She's one of the only Continentals to win with dance, as like predominantly dance as their talent, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the first, if not the first, non-trans winner too.
One of the first, yeah. Because Brook was one of the first. And there were a few prior.
Brook was after.
Yeah, Brook was after.
Oh yeah, no, because
Brook was after Naysha.
Brook was 14.
I think Brook was before Sunny Delight.
Well, Sunny Delight just won.
No, that's a lie. Yeah, you're right.
Brooke was
No,
like,
it was
believe
Tiffany T.
I
Hunter.
believe it was Sasha Naysha Brooke.
correct, I think.
And then I think Tiffany T. Hunter is who it was.
And then it was Tiffany T. Hunter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunny just won, which is a damn shame. We have to do a Miss Continental podcast, is what I'm hearing. Anyway,
Yes,
I'm
please.
going to give Naysha a 70.
A respectable 68.
I'm gonna give her a 50.
35, because that's what I've been giving Forgettable Everything all season.
I'm going to give Naysha 85.
Mrs. Kasha Davis is mad.
As she should be. Logan, can you pop up? It can be done. Card up, please. This was great. This was everything I needed from Kasha, especially when she was talking about it in the workroom. I'm like, this seems like it could go one of two ways. It could either be like great or it could be like a total hot mess. No, this was outstanding. It was fantastic. Love my girl. I am very happy I got to watch this.
I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was
As
really
she
happy.
said, yeah, she said in her talent, there's always time for a breakdown or something like that.
Yeah, I
literally.
think she was the most unexpected with what she did in her talent.
I agree.
Everybody else, I could have guessed what they were doing, but yeah, she surprised me, and I really liked it. It was good.
I love the route that she took with like the drag queen story hour, and then mixing that with this like rap situation about, you know, all of the issues we face in the world. Yeah, I thought it was really, really well done from Kasha. I was impressed.
Well, y'all might not be the happiest with me.
Oh.
I want to say this. I think there's something to be said for an idea versus the execution.
Mhm.
Love the idea, and I love the way that it was coming across. I just don't fully feel like it was completely executed the best way that it could have been. And my main thing is, I think it was, I don't know if it was a volume issue or what, but the way that they had the background rock music so loud, you could barely make out fully what she was saying at some points. I feel like that could have possibly been something that could have changed. And also, I feel like that she was trying to say a lot. Like right in that part, it got really, really, really wordy. And so we're just like, oh, wait. And I was following a lot of it, but I missed out on spots. And it almost was easier for me to pick up on the concept and listen to, like, once it got towards the tail end, right when the music changed and got like a little bit more angelic, and then you were hearing stuff, I was like, oh, okay, now I can fully make it out what it was saying. But I hate that I was losing parts like right at the beginning after the breakdown, because I was like, wait, what's happening? There's a lot going on and I don't know what's happening. I love like I said, I just love the idea and the concept. I just feel like the execution wasn't my favorite. But yeah, she was good. She was good for me.
That is a
There
fair
were-
argument. Yeah.
There were audio issues with a couple people's stuff, so I think that might be a little bit more on a production issue, which we've seen happen several times before across Drag Race franchises. So I definitely think that's valid, and I think I would agree with you to an extent. I think it was done well. I definitely think it could have been done better.
Yeah. I also
For
feel
sure.
like Kasha is one of those people too that she only talks in 2 volumes. She either talks down here or up here. And so it's one of those things where if she's not up here all the time, then sometimes I can't hear her because she's down here. And I feel like that's what happened is right when it went into that really wordy part, she was just down here the whole time, da 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 da. And then she went up here, and then she went down here, and I was kind of like, oh, I heard. Okay, wait, now what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you? Okay, now I got it. But what are you saying? What are you saying? It just didn't work the best for her cadence. I feel like that it could have possibly been a little bit aired out more, so we could have really heard what she was saying. Because I like the fact of how she was like, it was like Kasha Davis rapping, you know. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm kind of here for this. It was giving me like a Glamazonian Airways throwback of like, of her, like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, but like, yeah, it got a little bit jumbly for me at a point.
It's funny you mention her cadence though, because it reminded me of something very specific, and I wish Lana was here because she would get the reference completely. But One of my favorite Janet Jackson songs is Son of a Gun. And Carly Simon kind of
Yes,
does like a
yes.
spoken word type thing in the background. And she sounded so much like Carly Simon in Son of a Gun to me.
Sure,
It's just
yeah.
like, you think you're a cumulonimbus or
Yeah.
also stress test?
Yes.
Yeah,
Love that.
I love it. I love Janet.
Yeah, definitely. Are we ready to score?
Yes.
I'm going to give Mrs. Kasha Davis an 85.
Gonna give this a 92.
I'm going to give it a 72.
I'm going to give it a... Damn, David's giving it a 72? Hold on, I got to go lower. I'm going to give her a 71 and a half.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Is that the first half we've ever had?
I believe so.
Yes.
Starting friends. My cup is full.
Work. Darienne Lake with the second ever successful stand-up performance on a Drag Race franchise.
Who was the first?
You don't watch France, so you wouldn't know.
It was just a couple weeks ago.
But it was just on France, Miss Ginger Beach.
Oh,
No, Ginger
God.
was good.
Ginger Beach.
And this was great.
I loved it. It was great. Did what needed to be done. Icon mother moment.
It could have been better, but I do think it was a very solid
Very solid.
performance.
Very
And
solid.
And can I say this? And this is not in any way trying to be shady, because I think that all of us are very proud of Miss Kasha Davis and the leaps and bounds that she's made with her weight loss and with her being more visible about.
This is Darienne Lake.
Right. That's what I said.
You said Kasha Davis.
Darienne Davis. So,
And Mrs. Kasha Lake.
right, and Miss Kasha Lake.
That's
So Darienne Davis. So no. Can I say this? For me, even though it was a simple, like, striped cocktail dress, was the best. I feel like shape-wise, body-wise, she looked so MILF here. It was insane. Very Jennifer Coolidge when she came out. I was like, ooh, you look like you're trying to pick the men's up at the bar, girl. Okay. The body was bodying. Like, you looked, it was right. It was all right with God.
I know no one will agree with me on this because I don't even know why I'm thinking it, right? But for whatever reason, it was giving me very Miss Cracker in Share the Unauthorized Musical. Like, and I don't know why, but like maybe it's the wig. But like something
I was prepared to try to agree with you, and you said Miss Cracker, and I went really left. I was like,
Yeah, I was just like, no, me too. I was just like, wait, what?
I know. Again, I don't know why I am getting that, but for whatever reason, that's what it's looking like. Maybe it's the fate, like the makeup.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Hey, we all get what we get, and we don't throw a fit.
I think she did a great job. I think she looked stunning.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I'm glad that she took the comedy route. Sorry, David.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad she took the comedy route, like paying homage to her season 6 comedy act, because still one of my favorite acts.
I'm like a ninja at the gym. You'll
You
never
will never
see me
see
there.
me there.
Well, also, somebody mentioned earlier when they were doing the workroom stuff, Darienne's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna rap," and from I was getting flashbacks to Girl Down.
Hey, girl, all you. No,
Honey.
Darienne, can you rap? I can rap presents.
you can rap presents.
Someone did say, and I did. I was like, oh, I do kind of agree, because I would have been okay with one of these, but they said that sadly, we went through this entire season of All Stars and we never got the chance to see Miss Darienne Lake lip sync.
Oh.
Yep, we never saw Darienne lip sync this year.
Hey, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll do that like fun thing they do with like the everybody does the performance in the finale, because they got a lot of time to fill in this finale.
That's true. They might have them bring back they might have them, you know what I mean, start out their
I feel like they're going to be part of the
lip-sync
music
tournament
video.
for Queen of the Fame Games.
Yeah.
Because Darienne would probably win.
Honestly.
I think the only person
If you put all 9 of them against each other in a lip sync,
Darienne, Kahanna, Lala. Are like the
Darienne, Kahanna,
Darienne,
Lala,
Lala.
top three.
Darienne Lala.
Darienne, Lala.
Darienne Lala.
Mm,
Forgetting somebody that's
Jessica
Darienne, Lala.
pretty good in lip sync as well.
I'm gonna say Darienne, Lala, and honestly Alexis. I do think Alexis is a very talented lip syncer.
That's
it
fair.
depends on the song.
Very, yeah.
Dude,
depends.
maybe I'm
Definitely
burning-
depends on the
maybe
song.
I'm-
It very depends on the song. She won Boots Are Made for Walking, which is very easy. That was like that's like the quintessential song that you do when you turn 40 and do drag. Like it, we get a pamphlet of songs when we turn 40. That's on there. Fancy by Reba McEntire is on there.
Yes.
Kennedy Dunn.
What else is on there?
No wonder Kennedy
track
didn't
list.
do well. She wasn't 40 at the time.
I'm Every Woman, not the Whitney Houston version, the Shaka Khan
Shaka
version.
Khan. Shaka Khan
Yeah,
is the original.
Whitney Houston's for the kids and for brunch. Shaka's when you old. Yeah, we get a list of them.
But
I'm changing my address when I'm 39, so I don't get it.
I mean, Logan. So Alexis is a very talented lip syncer. The only person she's ever lost to is freaking Peppermint. So I mean, and that's like.
Then again, the two people she's beat are Pheromone and Nikki Doll. So
right.
I mean, quality of competition, sure, but she was great in all three of her lip syncs.
But hey, we have to put it this way too, though. We can't judge them based off of who they beat or who they did not beat, because we will never be able to sit over here and say Jimbo is the best damn lip syncer in the world because he beat Silky. We can't say that.
That is
We're not going to say that.
All right.
We're going to say lightning struck that day, and that's just what happened.
Okay,
Scores.
so back to Darienne. Yeah.
scores for Darienne. Oh yeah, David needs to talk about Darienne.
Yeah. I thought Darienne was good. I think it's a little unfortunate that we had the reading challenge and then she did the comedy challenge or her comedy set, because there were a few reads in there and I'm like, okay, it just felt a little redundant at that point, but she still was very good and she took a different edge to it. And I like that she had some like self-positivity as well. So she was good overall.
One thing that I do want to say, and I think, did someone tell me this? And they said it was because of the fact that it was the Fame Game episode or whatever, but they were like, get ready because the deliberation was going to be very All Stars 7 coded. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then when I noticed what everyone was doing, and then I heard the deliberation, I was like, oh, that's what you mean. But I want to say that I feel like that Darienne did a legitimately decent job.
A very good job.
Yes.
I'm gonna give Darienne a 90.
Also a 90.
Ooh, I'll give her a 67.
I'll give her an 85.
95.
Darienne.
I have these. I have these. James
Very
did
cute.
a good job.
It was so funny.
So cute. So adorable. I liked it a lot. Somebody who I feel like her like boot plate always matches so well with her skin, where it looks like actually natural. And I'm just like, that's cute.
And
Well, I mean, a lot of it is she wears garments with straps that cover it. But yes, I do agree with you.
Well, yeah,
talking about they're real.
that's what she said. She said
She has
said they're
these.
real. She said they were real.
When she goes in the real, and then you hear Michelle Visage and the just and go, mine are too.
Oh.
Haha.
I found this to be offensive. No, I'm kidding. I did not. No,
Is it
I thought it
because
was,
of your boobs?
yes. I thought it was fun. This is probably the most I've liked Jaymes watching this talent show. I think it's a little unfortunate because like this is kind of becoming a meme, but it's more of, I guess, like a muscular guy did his own version of it. And so now people are just doing the same thing that the muscular guy did in his video. I'm like, well, that's not fair. So now he's really the meme and not her.
Okay, I have to be honest though, because I do think I know exactly who you're talking about. Kevin is actually friends with Jaymes, so I think that's why he did it to begin with. And then all the muscle gays are just copying him, which is gross and
Very.
disgusting.
Yeah, very.
But I thought David's was cute. Because he's just like a goofball, and I enjoy him. Anyway, Yeah, she has these.
She has these, and
I
she.
also really do appreciate that she called it a dip and not a death drop.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, you better.
It was really fun for me. And yes, I don't care if this sounds hypocritical because I have rode Jimbo's back all season about the breastplate. Okay, I have, and I will own that shit. Okay. However, I really enjoyed the fuck out of this. And call me a hypocrite, whatever the fuck you want. This was funny, and I loved it.
No one is, darling, but okay.
Just addressing the comments before they come from me anyway.
Well, okay. Well, we talked about like in the beginning of the season about Jimbo's large breastplate. I was just like, but as the season went on, I've learned to more appreciate that now. This, on the other hand, of course, like it was a different take, so I can also appreciate that. So yeah, I'm trying to remember the lyrics when Jaymes said, "I can't split, I can't dip, I can't do a backflip."
But I have these.
No,
Okay.
literally, because I think she was trying to rhyme dip and backflip, so which is why
Yeah.
death drop was not even in there.
I'm
And-
gonna say it was
and
because
rightfully
that's
so.
what the term is technically called.
And that too.
It's full for Jaymes for me.
It's also full for me.
I'll give her 83.
It's full for me.
Overflowing.
Party.
Work.
Overflowing.
Kahanna.
Kahanna
Kahanna.
Montrese de Bouvier.
I have
Baby.
one issue with this performance.
Don't say it.
She's too beautiful. No, I'm kidding. No, my only issue is I think it is very impressive that she can do a standing back tuck. However, she did not land that standing back tuck properly, and I had a slight issue with it. But otherwise, I thought this was adorable and cute and lovely and wonderful and perfect.
Am I remembering correctly? She wasn't in heels either, right?
No.
Okay, which, to be fair, because I remember in the work bitch lip sync with was it Mercedes?
Yes.
She does. It's a cartwheel and it's a cartwheel standing back.
She does She does a cartwheel back handspring in like I think like 3 or 4 inch heels, which is impressive.
Which normally we would not come for somebody like that. I don't think if we hadn't seen her do something nearing that level of difficulty. Obviously, a back tuck is way harder, but like, you know, we've seen her.
She did great.
Yeah, she's great. Just a little bit of a bobble. Just as much of a bobble.
David, how much did you love this performance?
I really liked it, and I felt like even when we were watching it, I felt like Logan was nitpicking the landing. It wasn't that noticeable if she missed anything. I didn't notice, and I thought she looked great. And she showed that she's very talented when it comes to the gymnastics and the cheerleading. So I thought she nailed it. She did very good. I'm just a little mad we didn't get to see her lip sync because she looked so good in whatever outfit she changed into. Oh, she looked good.
No, literally.
Now, see, that is what I would have loved to see, and that is what it would have made me happy. Not to be really picky, but if we would have swapped this talent show out for a Lollapalooza between all the Fame Game girls, that would have been great. And then had the winner of the Lollapalooza be the person be able to spin, you know, the stuff
That would have
happens
been
later.
lovely.
That would have been
nice.
lovely.
I would have liked that.
They have too many girls for it, I think, is what that would be the excuse.
They had 10 girls
They
on
had-
season 15 do a Lollapalooza. What are you talking
And
about?
then
I was
I
going to say
would,
they would only have 8 do it now.
9.
What, 'cause it's
9.
Oh, 9. Yeah, 9. That's not bad.
No.
Have just and then have the winner go up against Silky again or something. I don't know.
Have the winner go up against Jimbo.
Or Eureka.
they can call in. I don't know. Who's somebody who's a lot of lip sync ones they haven't done. Like Candy Ho. Calling Candy.
Detox.
Calling Candy
Where's
Ho.
Be busy.
Detox?
Lana would
Where
be
is
so
he?
mad right now.
Candy Ho.
Busy.
I just want more Detox. I really
I
do.
know. I didn't even get to see her while she was in town.
This is your intervention.
Please stop. this.
Hello.
My score for Kahanna is going to be a 98.
Oh, okay. Mine's a 90.
Mine is an 80.
Mine is a 90.
I will also have a 90.
Come on, Kahanna.
The Lala Ri experience. Period.
Am I the only person thinking this might be the best like original song performance we've had on Drag Race in a long fucking time?
I'm gonna disagree with you right there. I think it is one of the best. However, I do think the best, as of recent, is still Cornbread.
I was about to say.
I was waiting for you to say
Cornbread.
it.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
a year and a half ago. That was like a decent while ago in the Drag Race multiverse.
I also arguably liked well, no, we still had Your Name by Shay.
I mean, that was like a season after. I mean, they were both over a year ago. I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
we're just talking about
should be
something
more
happened
specific.
yesterday.
Okay, so are you only counting All Stars 8 in season 15?
Say this year.
like I've seen a
Because
lot
if
of
you're counting All Stars 8, I like to Look Over There by Jada.
Look over there.
Look
like,
over
we've
there.
had we've had a lot of queens get crowns in season 14 and All Stars 7. Okay,
Confusion.
regardless,
Okay, but not all of them included talent shows.
I stand by my.
That's true.
I really
And-
enjoy. That's all I'm saying.
And you don't watch any of those franchises, so why are you bringing them up?
Just because I'm on the podcast doesn't mean I don't watch them.
And I can't forget Walk That Effing Duck. Sure, it might have been mostly talking, but it was still good.
Well,
No game.
I mean, the only thing about that one was the Nanetra, 6 letters and 3 vowels. But I digress. This one, though, she
This was
did
everything.
what needed to be done.
It was very much one of those where it's like, babe, if you have not bought a ticket to see a Lala Ri show, you know you need to be buying one now.
Yes.
You need to be seeing her wherever she is at.
No, yeah. Last time I got to see Lala, it was actually the week of the season 15 finale. Yeah, so I found this really funny too because like we saw that All Stars 8 was getting announced, and of course Lala was rumored at the time. So I had to like take it in me to be like, so you're on next season, right? So, but
Congrats. Yeah, she was in San Diego when I was in San Diego, and I'm mad that I didn't get to go see her.
The
I didn't know
audacity.
about it. I didn't know she was there until literally the morning after, and I was like,
Oh, that hurts even more.
I know. But
Yeah, I'm so glad that this is the way the season ends for Lala, because she's been on such a journey for me. And like, honestly, I probably need to go back and watch season 13 because I remember everybody was like, oh, Lala, all this, like everybody loved her. And I was like, she was such a background character. I don't remember her. I don't remember anything she did hardly, except
it's the lip syncing that really.
and
like,
even the lip syncing. I was like, oh, Denali won that lip sync, that first one for me. But now I'm seeing her and I'm really appreciating her. So I'm so glad that she's been back on my TV screen and she killed this lip sync. Even that thing she did like at the beginning, folding in her knees. I was like, girl, how are you doing that?
like
So good.
Go tip this bitch. And she is the nicest person in person. Like she's so sweet. But, my cup is full.
Overflowing for me.
I'll give her a 92. Amazing Grace.
Oh.
I'm going to give Miss Lala Ri a 99.
Okay. All right. Alexis Michelle. I thought what she did was really smart and good.
You know, I really love this actually.
This was another one for me when I was like execution versus payoff kind of a situation, like concept versus execution. Loved the concept and I loved how she was executing it. I just still wish that there was one or two things she would have tweaked that would have really put it over the edge for me. Because I put it to you this way. After this performance, I was like, oh, that was great. I don't see you winning this talent show, but that was great. You know?
No, I
and like
agree.
that's, yeah. But she did a good job.
She did do a good job. I would say this is probably the performance that stuck in my memory the least. Some of them were kind of for negative reasons. I remembered certain things, but for her, it just kind of faded completely. Maybe it was her positioning in the show. I don't know, but it was good. My big confusion was why did those apples not look like apples?
Because they look like tomatoes.
I was
I
just
thought they
I
big
thought
old
they were
apples.
strawberries.
Yeah.
Yes, they're like it was because they were so long.
Mm.
And I feel like that instead of her doing them as maybe like just the bra cup, she did it like the whole bra part of like the corset. So it just that was one of the bigger issues that I had is I was just kind of like, that didn't give me the payoff that I think that you wanted for it to give, you know? And it sucks because I thought her singing and everything was great. Like it was very much one of those where it's like, it was very Jinx-esque, which I was kind of like, okay, when she started doing that, I was like, okay, this is very Jinx-esque. I was like, this could go over really well. And then when she did the part of the reveal, I was like, that's a nice corset bodysuit thing. Okay. Yeah.
The way you said, okay.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I feel like it was a little bit of a momentum killer for Alexis because she had such good momentum going into this episode. A lot of us had her very high on our Fame game list based on some of her later looks. And I don't think this was enough to disqualify her. But anybody who is thinking about voting for her, I don't know if they were completely pushed over the edge.
Yeah, I was like, this wasn't winning anybody over to her side.
I wasn't.
Unfortunately. It's like if you weren't already there, this wasn't making you go there.
Yeah. Agreed. I do still think it was a very, very well done performance. I'm gonna give Alexis a 96.
96? Ooh, okay.
She's got a soft spot for Alexis.
Shut up.
For me, this will also get a 92.
Ooh, okay, I'm giving her a nice 62.
I'm gonna give Alexis a 75.
50.
Jessica Wild.
Jessica. Messica Wild. All right.
This was not a Messica Wild.
It was not at all. It was not a Messica Wild. It reminded me of Jessica Wild from season 3. It reminded me of
Season
like
2.
2. That's what I mean. 2. 3, 2. Darienne Davis. Words.
Darienne Davis.
But yeah, no, it was like because that was something, and I love that she's been able to bring that back out this season too. Is that Jessica Wild in essence is like a rocker chick type of drag entertainer, and so I like the fact that she was able to take her talent into that kind of spectrum and doing like the hair whips and stuff. Because I remember she used to do like a whole bunch of hair whipping and stuff when she would like perform and stuff during her season. So I was just like, all right, this is giving me old school Jessica. I was like, I live for this.
And I really appreciated that because, of course, like I was like thinking back to like her season 2 days and then bringing it back to here. I'm like, this is why I love Jessica Wild so fucking much.
Yeah.
I think one thing she did that was a little bit better than everybody else is she brought the spectacle factor with her. Like even with the confetti like flying everywhere at the end, like it felt like a finale performance to me. So I was very impressed with her, and she did her own song that she's had around for quite a while. So good for her. Bring that back. Get it in people's minds. I thought she did great.
Yep.
It was good. I liked it.
Succinct.
90.
Full.
Well, I'm going to preface this by saying, for me, Lala was clearly in the top, but for me, the second spot could have gone to Jaymes or Jessica. So I'm going to give Jessica the same score I gave Jaymes. It's an 83.
I'm going to give Jessica an 85.
I'm also going to give Jessica an 85.
Lest we forget our 2 performances from our top 2. Here, starting with Kandy Muse, performing Muse. Written by Ocean Kelly. I will say Ocean Kelly did both Kandy's and Lala's songs. So.
Oh, okay.
Not another man that it kind of sounded like when they got to the chorus of this song. And I said, Kandy, you better not have. And then I looked at Twitter and I was like, okay, good. It's Ocean Kelly. Thank God.
I liked it a lot. This is probably in my top 3 from the challenge, just in general. I just think this is probably the first time all season, honestly, that I've really seen Kandy Muse and been like, oh, this is Kandy Muse from season 13. This is the one that like just took over the entire show. Well, okay, that and the Rusical, because the Rusical, immaculate.
Sure.
But she was great. I loved it.
This is where we saw drag queen Kandy Muse as opposed to reality competition show competitor Kandy Muse. I think I will agree with you, Brooke. I was like, this is where I was like, oh yes, I remember. Like, not that we haven't seen Kandy perform well, because I think her lip sync against Angie was also incredible. Mm-hmm. And the Rusical obviously was fantastic, and she's had a lot of really great performances. But this is where I was like, oh no, this is the Kandy Muse experience, if you will. I was like, she is captivating in such a like lovely way. I really did enjoy this from Kandy.
It was very much giving me like Brooklyn Barbie, which I feel like just kind of fits like her, like it gives me that Naomi Smalls high fashion hood rat kind of aesthetic. I feel like she also gives that same like presence, like I'm pretty, but I'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? And this is very much the Kandy where it's like, now I'm finna show you the pretty Kandy, why everybody likes me. You know what I mean? Like I live for this. I was like, I can easily see her performing like this in New York and being like, this is why she gets booked and why she stays booked. It's performances like this and stage presence like that. Live for it.
First of all, I do want to say, a few hours before the episode dropped, Kandy tweeted and she said, "I'm so upset I don't get to do my talent number in the Fame Game episode." Well, she tweeted game episode. And so I saw that. And so when I was watching this with Logan, I'm like, it sucks we don't get to see what Jimbo and Kandy's talents would be. And Logan's like, I think they're doing it. I'm like, no. Kandy said no. Kandy, you're a liar. You gotta lie.
Just don't believe anything that she says. She's a sweet girl, but don't believe a word she says.
But again, Kandy's the pot stirrer, so
true. I do kind of want to take back what I said to Alexis, because this was probably the least memorable thing for me in my brain, like as of now. Like I couldn't tell you much of what went on in this performance. So honestly, it's going to be hard for me to even score it because I just don't remember.
No, yeah,
it
for
very
me, in the moment, like I was like, I liked it. And then like thinking back on it now, I'm just like, what did Kandy do? Like, again, not in a bad way, but I was just like thinking back to it, I was like, oh wow, like when it came to all the performances, I thought that I would remember Kandy's because like she was the last one to perform. So
baby, let me tell you this: the Twitter gays were out and about on their Nancy Drew stuff, because the one thing that they did remember from this performance was backup dancer all the way in the far left. There was a thread where basically someone was like, okay, who is Chloe Kool-Aid actually did it.
Chloe Kool-Aid's bitch
got called out for it too.
I'm like,
yeah, she screenshotted him and was like, okay, so who is this guy? And they found his Insta and found his Twitter and everything. And I was like, y'all.
Oh
literally,
no!
Like literally within like an hour or two, they found his Insta and everything.
He used to dance for Katy Perry, apparently.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized him.
Yeah. I saw his Twitter in the I saw his Twitter, and the first thing that I saw were Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, and I said, "So this isn't for me."
Oh, is he the dancer that caused all that drama?
I don't know. Maybe what drama was it?
So, okay.
Well, he's white, so probably
he might be.
Well, the whole drama between Well, Katie
At the
and
time,
Taylor
yeah, at
was
the
at
time.
one of somebody was dancing for one of them and then left to go dance for the other
Yeah,
one.
so the tea was someone was on Taylor Swift's tour and then allegedly got hired for Katie's tour. So that was the shakeup. So
Maybe I'm like Katie's name was first on the list of.
again, that's why I thought I recognized him. I was just like, why does he look so familiar?
It's him. He's the problem. It's him.
That's what it is.
No, literally.
That's what it is. That's what happens. That's what happens when you throw a rock in gay culture. You're always hitting somebody.
I was literally gonna make that joke later based on something else, and now I can't make that joke, David. So I'm really disappointed.
You know what,
Kandy
Logan?
90.
85.
Since I cannot remember it, I'm gonna give it a 55.
I'm gonna give Kandy an 85.
Full. I really enjoyed it.
Great.
Work.
I did
That's
not
great.
realize Jimbo's head would be cut off in this way. Really,
Not
really
this.
care about here
I was just like,
something.
wait, that stare. I don't know what you're
Logan
thinking here.
said, Jimbo's got these.
Y'all are
She's
doing
got
that.
these. She's got these. This dumb, stupid bitch.
I know.
I mean, what I care about more, if I'm being honest, is the fact that she ended up doing this at Roscoe's this weekend with Shea Coulee and then made out with Shea Coulee. And that video is everything.
Yeah.
It's
I would-
amazing.
Shea Coulee. Why can't I make out with Shea Coulee?
Because you're not in Chicago.
That's true, but I'm close
Bitch,
enough.
you're not from Chicago.
And bitch, I'm from Chicago.
Eve is.
So once I saw the ice cream come out from the wig, I was like, where is this going? And then the banana out of the ass, and then the cherry out of the pussy. I was like, oh
Not the
my.
cherry pussy.
Poussoir, honey.
And then, of course,
Gotcha.
the California girls of it all, the whipped cream and the boobs.
My exact reaction.
I wasn't against it because it's Jimbo's brand, but it's just very, very much giving me. I've kind of already seen you do something similar to this, Jimbo. So it's like,
I'll agree with that.
that's
In a
the
way,
only
yeah.
thing. It's just like I wish I would have saw you come out and do something otherly clownly than you pulling food out of your body parts, because you seem to just randomly do that all the time. And so, yes, I'm gonna expect.
It ain't random at all.
It ain't
Yeah.
random. First the bologna, now the banana split.
But it's become. But I'll put it this way: when it's come to a lot of Jimbo performances too, it's we either get this or we get them in the all silicone bodysuit and a thong and bikini doing some kind of performance, and there's no like in between. And I don't know. It's like Jimbo
Or-
goes either straight clown or straight bimbo. and I
Shirley
want
Temple
something in
says hello.
between. That's true.
That
true.
too.
That's true. But that was one reason I think why I loved that so much was because the fact that it wasn't, you know what I mean, falling automatically in either the clown or bimbo, subcategories that Jimbo's drag always seems to fall into. I was like, okay, cool. This is funny as crap, and it's showing me you're more than just titty and food jokes.
I have been very anti-Jimbo all season. Just reminding the folks at home. Was not for me personally, as I have mentioned before. I don't like the bologna shtick. I don't really like the whole food thing. I just don't get it, I guess. I could see how other people would think it was funny. I did like the California girls of it all with the whipped cream and the boobs. That was funny. But I don't know. It's just something about this particular routine she does. Like just the food coming out of an orifice just does not do it for me.
I think it's one of those things for me too, where this does fall under that demographic of it doesn't have to necessarily be a quote unquote talent. You need to make Rue laugh. She knows Rue loves goofy shit like this. So it's very much one of those kind of things where if this was another person doing something like this and they didn't make Rue laugh, they would be in the bottom so quick. You know what I mean? But because Jimbo is able to pull this and Rue loves this from Jimbo, Jimbo's like, well, I know I can just go out and do some goofy stuff like pull a pineapple out of my butt, and Rue will just laugh her ass off, and Rue will, and like that's, you know what I mean. So it's just,
It kind of
I
reminds,
wanted something that had a little bit more effort to it.
kind of reminds me of like Willow Pill's variety show performance in that way.
I wouldn't say that. I
No,
wouldn't
no,
say that.
not like the actual content, but like it's really random and it eventually goes somewhere, but like you have to get to the point where it goes somewhere kind of vibe. Like it's not like a talent, it's a performance. You know what I mean?
I still think there was a little bit more thought and nuance behind Willow's performance than this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, like, comparative, it's like in that same vein of it's not like they're lip syncing, they're dancing, they're doing comedy. This is a performance, and that's really the only way you can properly describe it.
Jimbo reminded me a lot, basically, of Chris Evans in Not Another Teen Movie. I was like, this is not another teen movie. That scene where he comes out naked and has the whipped cream on him, and then the whipped cream on his butt and the banana in his butt. And I was like, this is this but drag.
And
I
that's
was like, that's exactly what
You're
this is but
not
drag.
wrong.
And that's
one of my gay awakenings there.
Right?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Well, as the resident Jimbo fan, here's my fan.
I got to see the fan in person.
Yes, you did. I will say, all the other girls should be thankful that Jimbo was not eligible to be in the top, because I think
absolutely would have.
She would have been. She would have been.
Yeah. So for me, I think Jimbo, if you have to describe her talent, as we've seen twice now, is crowd pleasing. She just knows how to get crowds and audience, even if it's just 4 judges. She knows how to get people excited and hyped. Sure, it's polarizing. Some people won't like it, which is completely fair. But Jimbo just knows how to bring the wow and shock factor. And so, yeah, I was eating out of the palm of her hand with this one. It was so funny. And there's even like little nuances. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, like nowhere on the internet. But when she takes her bra off and she pours out the nuts, if you pay attention to it, she pours out the nuts, and there are, I think, only two rose petals that also fall out of her bra. And I'm like, that is smart. You're paying homage to Sasha Velour as well with that reveal. So I don't know. Everything about this, I just thought it was hilarious. And I love seeing her and Shay together because they're 2 of my absolute favorites. My favorite US girl, my favorite Canadian girl. So I loved it.
I'm going to give Jimbo a 96 because that feels correct.
I'm also going to give it a 96.
Well, I will match your all's 96.
Okay.
Well, I won't. I'm giving Jimbo a 69.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
I love all of you guys just saying, I'm going to match. And then he was just like, no.
That's fine. That's fine.
You know, I was going to give her 74, but I think a 69 feels more appropriate.
Sure.
Sure.
Little naughty 69.
Ooh. So, we get a top 2. We have a lip sync for your legacy. And our top 2.
Lala Ri. Was anybody surprised by that? Because I kind of was a little.
No. And the reason I wasn't surprised about it is because Logan has been mentioning for a few episodes now that the tea has been kind of wrong all season, right? These 2 being the top 2 fixes like half of the tea that we got.
Not even close, because the original tea said that Lala Ri won 3 lip syncs and 3 challenges. So
Hey, maybe they're going to do lip syncs during the finale.
No, it said she had 3 challenge wins.
Hey, it's better than 1.
Maybe they meant like the Lucy LaDuca standard and like mini.
Oh,
The Lucy
how many
LaDuca.
mini challenges this season for her to get 3 wins?
Not even that.
I tried,
Not even
Lala.
that.
I tried, girl.
I will say, I definitely thought Lala would be there. I did not know who the other person was.
That's how I felt.
I was very happy. This is James's first win ever. So you know what? In that regard, I'm very happy, and I think it is very well deserved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I feel like I would have been like, if they would have. I feel like unless it would have been maybe like Kahanna. I don't know who else.
Jessica, I think, is really the other person, or even honestly, even Darienne.
Yeah.
You know who I would have thought? Kasha.
I've seen
Kasha was good.
Kasha was good.
I think it goes back to what Eve was saying about like concept 10, execution maybe like an 8.5.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
well,
I agree. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I've to go off Brandon's point though, I've seen a lot of people online saying that Kasha should have been in the top 2. Now, again, big fan. I don't know if I agree with that. I really love the performance, but I definitely think that out of everybody that was here, I think that this was my top 2.
Yeah.
So
No, I'm not mad at this. Like, I was surprised, but I'm not mad.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
I just kind of wish that maybe there had been a top 3 lip sync, because
No.
it just seems like such a big
No.
advantage for 2 people. Like, if 2 people are going to get a huge advantage, then
Well, I don't think the original plan was for 2 people to get the advantage.
oh, I do.
Literally.
I absolutely do.
I
No.
do.
I think honestly, either way, you can kind of figure that they were really hoping that a few queens would win, because I mean, obviously, production's going to have their preference for who's going to win the Fame Games. You know, they want to have specific queens. Obviously, are going to be more preferred for them than others. And the 2 that they picked are people that we, as a fandom, have really, for the most part, like been big fans of on Twitter and online throughout the season. So,
and I would say the 2 people that maybe production thought people would think
Need the biggest redemption.
didn't go, went too early.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. They're the
Yeah.
people that are going to need it the most.
Yeah. So Lala and Jaymes lip sync to Rain on Me. They paid for Rain on Me.
No, they did.
They paid for Rain
I'm
on Me.
No, I'm pretty sure they
Let's do.
paid for all of Chromatica.
You think?
I think.
So it's $1.99.
No, because I'm thinking about this because I was actually
Oh, wow.
watching an Alex Fed video last night actually.
Mhm.
When they paid for Bad Romance for season 3, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I'm under the impression, because they got Gaga so early as like a guest judge for season 9, like pretty much Gaga's like golden for like majority songs. So like I could definitely see Replay as a lip sync song at some point.
I would love that.
well, because am I wrong in saying they've only done 2 songs off Chromatica so far? Because they did Stupid Love and All Star 7.
Stupid Love and Rain on Me are the only 2.
All Star 6. All-Star
Yeah,
6.
Are those the only 2?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yeah.
As of now.
Which great. Any amount of Gaga on my screen for Drag Race, I'm here for. But yeah, I really enjoyed this lip sync, and it further reinforced my thought that this is the best episode of the season. So
I thought there was a clear winner of this lip sync. However, I think Jaymes did so much better than I thought she ever would have.
No,
And
literally.
I think it really comes down to the fact you can tell that she has gained a lot of performance experience, specifically after moving to Vegas, because she felt a lot more confident in her movement. Was it the best lip sync I've ever seen? No. Was it fun and exciting, and I had a good time watching both of them perform? Yes.
It was fun, but in me, it felt short to me in a way.
The cutting of the song was strange. Definitely very strange.
Not in terms of quality. Let me get that clear before I make this comparison. It almost reminded me of Supernova with Monet and Shay, and not in like the quality at all, but like they both know that this lip sync is it's for a valid prize, but they also like no pressure on winning this. We're just gonna go out and have a good time and do our best and like really enjoy ourselves. And I think you could definitely tell from both of them that that's what they were feeling.
Sure.
Also, I was not surprised at Jaymes doing this well at all, because in my opinion, she won her lip sync against Kimura on season 9. So seeing this kind of reinforced that to me of like, yeah, Jaymes is a good performer. She's not like Lala Ri levels of good performer, but she's a good performer.
Yeah, but she's not bad. Because I'll agree with you too on that one. Like, I felt like that she should have got a little bit more credit against Kimura, because Kimura was bad.
Agreed.
That child was bad. She was bad both times they had her on the bottom. I was like, this is just cementing why you need to go home, bro. No.
It's bad.
No, literally.
Like her and this, like, I don't know, this cast wreck Fantasy Island meets Gilligan's Island meets Fire Island, something she had on, child. I don't know.
Meets Brazzers. Like,
Is it not and I watched live, and I watched because Rika was on it, right? And then I was watching the episode. I'm like, so because I had never watched a single lip sync ever, anything from Drag Race ever before, and I was watching. I'm like, oh, so Jaymes is staying then, right? And then at the end when Jaymes goes, I'm like, huh? What? How?
It was very odd. It was very odd. But I think that they did. I think they both did a cute job with the song. It's very funny because it's like, even though the song is a cute song, I did feel like that it really wasn't in either of their wheelhouse. Like, I don't see
No.
Lala doing "Rain on Me" that much, and I really don't see Jaymes doing it. So they were really making the best out of a whatever situation they were in, kind of a moment.
In the
like,
words of Jaden Dior Fears, # the best I can do right now here in this moment.
boom,
Literally.
that. It wasn't one where, like, when that song came out, we're like, oh, this person 100% has it. I was like, Lala's gonna do "Rain on Me"? Let me see how this one
Kahanna's
turn
about
out.
to slay. Like, no.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked to see what the lip sync would have been like if there was no dry humping and all of that stuff that it kind of devolved into. I mean, that was cute and all. I guess one of them initiated it and the other one graciously participated even when they didn't have to. But still, like, I'm like, what could they have done? Like,
I agree with Brooke. It gave that air of neither of us are actually gonna, like, go home or lose after this,
Right.
kind of a
Like, we're
situation where they're
probably
like,
both gonna win anyway.
yeah,
so...
Lala's like, let me help you up off the floor, Jaymes. You know, let's dance around in a circle together. I'm like,
You can
felt
tell
like-
that Jaymes probably like stumbled getting up or something, because after Lala helps her up, they cut to Lala for a solid like 5 seconds, and then they cut back to Jaymes, and I'm like,
Jaymes was like, wait a minute, bitch, I got up wrong. Hold on.
it was hard for her to get up because she's got these.
she's got
Got
these.
these, baby.
Who cares? Because they both win.
Yay.
Can I say that production and editing, y'all really had us sitting over here being like, oh, this is what y'all are about to do out of this whole thing. When they had Lala and Jaymes both win, and then Jaymes got her spin, and then Lala got her spin, I was like, oh, we did all of this so we can give Lala 5 times? Is that what we're doing? I was like, because that would be real convenient.
I would have loved to see it.
I would have been mad, but I would have been like, that's real convenient.
During my watch through earlier, I had somehow miraculously not been spoiled online as to who won, right?
Oh.
Which I guess both of them won. But they said Jaymes Mansfield, you're a winner. I'm like, okay, work. Not what I expected, but work. And then the girls are like, yay. And then when they say Lala Ri, you're also a winner, you just hear all this like whooping and hollering.
Oh my God!
To these girls.
No, literally.
Jaymes peed in somebody's cornflakes.
Really, truly, and honestly, like, I don't get it. But
Maybe they don't like her.
So,
Like, we saw Darienne and Kasha like congratulate Jaymes as they were walking off the stage to go to the side to watch.
and I think Monica as well.
Monica did it too. And then a few of the girls congratulated Lala, and they have to walk past Jaymes to get to the side of the stage. We saw none of that from like half the tops, from the top 6, pretty much.
So maybe this was something that happened after episode 1, because if Monica was still cool with her, it makes me feel like that maybe this is something that happened after Monica left.
Well, a lot of it, the tea allegedly is they were just mad that Jaymes was in the top for episode 1. Like, that's honestly what it was. And so they were
That's
like,
a lot to hold on to, though. I'd be like,
I know.
Touch,
Well, and it's
touch
well,
some grass.
I don't know. I don't get it either. But
Yeah.
also, I would be remiss if I did not at all mention our fabulous, beautiful, amazing guest judge of this episode, Ego Wodum, because she is an icon, a legend, and she is the moment. I just needed to acknowledge her. But yes, we get the wheel spins. So James's Fame Game points are being multiplied by 2, and Lala's are being multiplied by 3. Good for them. Sure.
I have a question. Okay. Now, personally, I'm fine with it, but I want to see how you guys feel. Do you think they should have had one wheel spin for both of them, or do you think them both getting individual spins is fair?
I thought both individually was fair.
I think it was fair.
I don't care.
I mean,
thought it was fair.
I'm just curious because I feel like somebody could have said something about that. Like,
I
I
could have
don't
seen it.
care
I could have
enough.
seen it be the opposite way, and I wouldn't have been mad. I could have seen them being like, you all are like to spend like this amount will be for both of you, because it's not like they individually spun the wheel themselves.
Bruno did.
So Bruno did. So it's one where I'm kind of like, because that's how I would feel. Like, hold on, bitch, I might be trying to put some real muscle behind this, and you might not try to. Yeah.
Based on how this season has gone, truthfully and honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I really don't.
Respectable.
Oh, I
Really don't care.
Put one finger in the air.
Now, did we all vote for our Fame Games winner?
All Kahanna.
Well, that was going to be my next question. So we'll start with Brandon if you would like to disclose. But Brandon,
I put all my 10 votes on Kahanna. So
yeah, I put 10 votes on Kahanna as well.
Okay.
I actually put, I think, 5 votes for Kahanna. I put 4 for Alexis, and then I put 1 for Monica.
So all season long, I've told you I would be voting for Mrs. Kasha Davis, but in the moment, I did not.
You pulled a different lipstick, bitch. What?
I did. I put all 10 of my votes on Jaymes Mansfield.
Sure.
Work.
So I actually split my votes. I thought there were a lot of people that I wanted to vote for, so I ended up splitting my votes 4-3-2-1. So I gave 4 points to, I think, the person that for me overall won the Fame Games, and that person is Darienne Lake. I really do think combined runway package and performance in this variety extravaganza, for me it was Darienne. So I gave 4 points to Darienne. I gave 3 points to Lala Ri. I gave 2 points to Jessica Wilde, and I gave 1 point to Kahanna.
Respectable.
Yeah.
That's respectable, yeah.
It's
And
very
also,
funny.
Darienne's Twitter game has been very good.
No,
That's
literally.
Honest to God, that did influence me just a little bit, because she really took that last second to just nail it home, and I was genuinely really impressed with that from her. So
Well,
Now
and
I have a. Okay.
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
It's really interesting to me. You would think that more of the queens would be doing some sort of Twitter campaigning about it, because Drag Race Twitter is going to make up at least 45% of these votes, if not significantly more, at minimum 5. So you would think that would be what they're doing. Darienne has been kind of all over my Twitter this weekend.
oh yeah.
People talking about, oh my God, I love what Darienne's doing on Twitter. Darienne's killer. These little like smear
Naysha
campaigns.
has a hot boyfriend. Doesn't she have enough? Vote for me.
Yeah.
So good.
Like it's just it was hashtag smear campaign.
I love it. I'm truly just a big fan of it. But we will find out next week not only who wins Queen of the Fame Games, but we will find out finally Jimbo winning. Probably Jimbo winning. Most likely Jimbo winning. And I'm thrilled and happy with it.
And if not, and if she says Kandy, I'm a flip. I'm gonna be like, oh my God.
I'm gonna be you know what? I'm gonna be upset a little bit for Jimbo. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real happy for Miss Muse. I'm gonna be happy either way. I'd be very happy either way.
I'd be very gagged.
Moment where a crowning has felt like this obvious, and we've been bait and switched at the end. I can't think of one.
Trixie
Mattel, yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was the twist though. Like in one of those out of the top 2.
Agreed.
People could say,
and then
people could say Shay's people could say Shay's All-Star win was one, because
Mhm.
Crocker let with challenges going into the finale.
Oh, I thought you meant. I was thinking about Sasha winning.
Her
because
original
everybody was thinking of Shay.
actually, yeah.
Her original season 2, but yeah, I was thinking about All-Stars because she wasn't. Cracker kind of was leading challenges and stuff going into All-Stars, but Shay still got it.
Now, when I think All-Stars, again, I was under the impression that Raja was going to win All-Star 6, but I was still very happy about Kylie winning.
All-Star 6.
Honestly, Canada's Drag Race Crave Original Canada versus the World, because I thought Silky was going to win.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Well, I
It
will
very much
say-
looked like Silky was going to win that. She dominated that whole category.
I will
No,
say, and it's
literally.
been brought up on Twitter and on like some of the review channels as well. This year of Drag Race so far, the 4 winners that we have thus far have all been the clear front runner of the season. So I won't spoil the winners for like people that haven't watched those seasons, because go watch Sverige and I guess España if you really want to.
Well, now it's spoiled. So
Watch
be
us,
like, oh,
watch,
wait.
watch España
I didn't
up
spoil who
until-
won.
But they'll
Watch
realize it
España
once
up-
somebody's winning all the challenges.
Watch España
What?
up to the watch España up until the comeback episode. Do not finish the comeback episode though, and
then
do not
skip to
watch
the finale.
anything past it. Yeah,
Watch for her.
right to the finale.
Right to the
But
finale.
But don't
Right
watch
for the
nothing
comeback.
else. Don't watch
Yeah.
nothing else. Don't even watch the lip
Um,
sync. Don't watch that lip sync.
Yeah, just literally roll your way through the comeback episode of España.
Yeah. So I think we are primed, prepped, and ready for a Jimbo crown, and I'm fine with it, and I'm more than happy with it. Cool with it. So
Oh, Connie da.
I want to end this episode. Don't think I forgot David Healy,
I was
because I
thinking
know you're
this.
looking at me that way. Because David has insisted. No, I'm kidding.
Not insisted.
No, it's definitely not insisted. So David has been so gracious to keep track of all of our scoring this season, which has been a really fun, new, lovely development that we've had. And there are statistics to be shared at the end of this episode.
I
So
love statistics.
yes, so we're going to be talking about the people that pled the most this season, the people with full or overflowing cups this season, and then we're going to look at a ranking actually of the queens based on their highest average score from our panels and put those in order of things. It'll make sense when I show you that. I'm not wording it properly, but
And I have a lot of things to add to as we go through it. So
just when you thought it wasn't going to be a 2-hour episode, plot twist, bitches.
Just when you thought it was
Oh,
turn off YouTube or Spotify or wherever you listen to the cup.
several places now, actually. Okay, so
we're going to
Go
go
ahead.
in order from the person who had the least amount of pleads or broken cups throughout the season, and we're going to go up. So I would like the 5 people here to guess who gave
well,
the
that
least
was the
amount of
obvious one.
pleads.
We all know you don't.
David, was it David? Was it David?
It was
David?
David.
I'm guessing
And we're
David.
also including Mr. Talented and Lana in this.
Okay, I'm still gonna guess David. I have a hunch.
David, you give
David.
none.
Okay, yes, you're correct. It is David.
Oh my god! I'm psychic.
Oh my god.
So-
That's so easy.
You can move forward to that next slide where it shows me at 0.
It's the
So yeah, my
future I can
lowest
see.
score that I gave out all season was a 5%.
Who was it to?
It was to poor Miss Kasha Davis for that look that she made in the ball.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry. Who do we think is the next lowest amount?
Brandon.
I think it's me.
Hmm.
It could be Brandon. I think it's Brandon.
It is.
Oh.
I thought it was.
Eve only gave 1, and if you can see, we got a little picture of Pamara 5th, since we're pleading the Pamara 5th. Okay, who do we think is the next lowest?
Okay, then it has to be me.
I guess
Yeah.
maybe I'm counting Eve's chops as pleads because Eve chops a decent amount.
Yeah.
I'll chop people, but I'll still give them a score.
No, because it has to be me. Because again, I'm more generous with like for looks I don't like as much. Like if it's a clear plead, I'll say it. Obviously.
Yeah.
By the way, the one for Eve was also a Kasha look.
Was it the same one?
No.
No, because
No,
I
I
remember.
think it was that black and white look. I think
It was the
probably.
black and white one.
Yeah, black and white.
Oh, the Young Frankenstein. Yeah, not Young Frankenstein.
No, because I remember the one look I just gave like a 2 was a Monica look. That's all I remember.
I'll
That's
say
Did
the
you say
next 2
that's
people
very
are very
low.
close.
Okay.
Brooke, did you say Young Frankenstein and
Logan.
Frankenstein?
It's probably Logan and Brandon. Honestly, if they're close.
It's me.
Logan.
Next was Logan.
Oh, okay.
Logan gave 2 for Kasha, 2 for Naysha, and 1 for Monica.
Yeah.
I'm scared to see my number.
Who's
Next,
who's
is
next?
And then it's me. Okay, just by 1. Okay.
Yep. And Brandon gave 2 for Kasha, 2 for Monica, and 1 for each Kandy and Lala.
Was the
Wait,
one
what was the Lala one I pleaded?
It was probably that nude illusion one from the first episode, the famous
the
now.
Really?
subscribe one.
Yeah.
really fans?
Yeah, I think that's what
Oh,
it was.
yeah. Okay.
Next, I would guess would probably be Brook.
Yeah, we only have Brook, Mr. Talented, and Lana
Lana now,
left.
yeah.
So they all like to hand them out.
It's Mr. Talented.
I think Mr. Talent's next.
Nope.
Actually,
It's Brook.
Oh.
Thank God.
Brooke, who do you think you gave the most pleads to? You gave 4 to one person. It's Naysha Lopez.
He gave 4 to one person.
You also gave 3 to Monica, 2 to each Lala and Kandy, and 1 each to Kasha and Darienne.
I was fair to
You
them.
were.
Yeah.
Okay, so who has the most pleads, or the second most? Is it Mr. Talented or Lana?
I would say Mr. Talented.
Yeah, Mr. Talented.
Because when Lana doesn't like something, she really doesn't like it.
She'll just flat out be like, first thing she says, it's a broken cup.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
Okay, you all are right. Yes, Mr.
17.
17.
17.
A
Jeez.
whopping 7 of his 17 went to poor Kasha Davis.
Oh!
He gave 3 each to Monica and Naysha. There was 2 for Lala, and then 1 for Kandy, 1 for Darienne.
This is your Fame Game winner.
So that's exactly why he said that. So the most pleads was 19 from Lana, which is like more than the bottom 4 of us combined.
Literally.
We love.
She gave,
And I'm pretty sure half of this was Kandy Muse.
Can't overcome.
you might be surprised. It was actually 6 for Kasha, and then Kandy Muse had 4. Monica and Darienne had 3, 2 for Naysha, and 1 for Lala.
Oh, okay.
So those are a lot of
Wait
Pomara
a minute. You're telling me that Lana did not make one plea for Alexis Michelle, even though she talked about how boring and consistent her runways have been all season?
No.
Correct.
I was very surprised when you said which one she did it for. I was like, wait, let me come back real quick for this one.
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising. Now you need to tell her, and she's gonna lose it. You can be like,
Quick question.
you actually didn't plead for her.
Did we count the invisible cup that was given out?
Who gave out an invisible cup?
Wow.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that like
that counts.
Is that like a Mario like question box kind of thing that you?
No,
like,
it was an invisible cup. It was a missing cup.
Yeah, it was missing at the bottom of the ocean cup.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one because I said mine was down there with Ariel.
So next we're doing full or overflowing cups. I will make a note that Brandon is not in the correct order on this because unfortunately I made this before I got all of Brandon's score updates. So Brandon will be in the wrong position. But who do you all think gave the least amount of full or overflowing cups this season?
David.
How many do you think I gave?
None.
What?
None.
It was Kahanna Montrese's banana look.
It was Kahanna Montrese's banana look, an all-time great look for me.
David posted on his Twitter a couple of days ago. I was talking about that look, and I just responded with the Michelle Visage finger wag. No,
I saw that. That was so rude. Okay, who do you think gave the least or the second least fools? Or
Who's next?
overflowing?
Lana.
Has to be Lana.
No, okay. To be clear, if we're not counting Lana,
It's Mr. Talented.
Oh,
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
said it was Lana.
Mr. Talented gave out 8. Half of them, 4, were for Jimbo. 2 were for Kahanna, and then 1 each for Jessica and Alexis. Who's next?
Lana.
probably has to be Lana.
Mm,
Nope.
it's actually Eve.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Yes. Eve gave out 14. Can you hear us, Eve? I hope so. Eve gave out 14, and 4 of those were for Kahanna and Alexis, 2 of them for Naysha, and then 1 each for Jessica, Lala, Jimbo, and Kandy.
Wait, who did I gave the most to Kahanna?
You gave 4 to Kahanna and 4 to Alexis, which
Yeah, that
makes sense with your votes.
Yeah. Those been the main 2.
Who's next? We have either Logan, Mr. Talented, Brandon, or Lana. Who do we think?
Brandon. I'd say Brandon.
I think next is Brook.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, is Brook in this?
Why'd you all stop
Oh,
guessing
Lana.
Lana?
I know. I was going to say, y'all finally stopped guessing Lana, and it's actually Lana.
I thought
No,
it was going to be higher up.
No, yeah, because like
Oh.
at that point I was just like, wait a minute. Like now that I'm looking at the numbers, I was like, okay, that Lana's could be much higher now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she gave out 5 for Kahanna, 4 for Lala and Jimbo, 3 for Jessica and Alexis, 1 for Kandy, Monica, Naysha, Heidi. Only one person gave full cups to all 12 people. But who do you all think gave out the third most?
Okay, this probably has to be Brook.
Yeah.
It is Brook. Yes. Not by much.
1. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Brook gave out 24. Brook, who do you think you gave out the most for?
Honestly, maybe Heidi? I don't know, because I left a lot of Heidi's package. It could have been Jaymes.
Well, we didn't get to see a lot of Heidi, so unfortunately, there were only so many we could count. But your second guess was right. It was Jaymes. You gave out 6 to Jaymes throughout the season. And then the next most was 3 to Kahanna and Alexis, 2 to Jessica, Lala, Darienne, and Heidi, and then 1 for Jimbo, Naysha, Kandy, and Kasha. Only 1 for Kasha.
Hey, she was great as a person. That's why I told you I was going to vote for her.
Mm-hmm.
As a person.
Okay.
I will go ahead and say the next slide is not correct.
Yeah, it's out of.
That's what I was thinking.
So,
so Brandon was the most and Logan was second.
correct. Yeah, before I got the updates, Brandon was the second most, but we'll go ahead and talk about Logan since Logan was the second most. There were 29. Who was the most for you?
I feel like it was Alexis.
You feel correct.
Yeah.
You gave out 6 to Alexis, 4 to Jimbo, 3 to Jessica, Kahanna, Heidi, and Darienne, 2 to Naysha, 1 to Kandy, 1 to Lala, 1 to Jaymes, 1 to Kasha, 1 to Monica. That is all 12 people.
I know. I was like, I'm the one that gave a full to everybody.
Yeah.
I know that for sure.
Quick
I was
question.
going to say, I agree with that too.
Entrance looks.
We did not count those.
Because if we count the entrance looks, I fooled Monica Beverly Hillz' entrance look.
Oh, okay. Nice.
That was, oof.
Yeah, it was just stuff that was on the runway.
Okay.
And then, so now Brandon got bumped up to number 1. Brandon went from 26 to 34. Yeah. So Brandon, you were very generous with these, and I love it.
Christ.
You gave out 5 to Alexis and Kahanna. 4.
Oh, it's high. Wow.
Yeah, 4 to Jessica, Jaymes, Heidi, and Jimbo.
Sounds about right.
3 to Naysha, 2 to Lala, 1 to Kandy, 1 to Kasha, 1 to Monica.
You gave 3 to Naysha.
What?
Bless your heart.
The Shady Queen. Cookies.
Hold on, let me look.
Oh, the Cookie Crisp look?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like
Probably
that.
Cookie Crisp, Shady Lady, something else.
I can look. Hold on.
I did not like that cookie runway. Oh God.
Okay, so if I see this correctly, No, I was very generous because, like, I think it was Legendary. That was one of them. So the cookie look.
Yeah.
And then As the World Turns.
Oh, that one was a good one. That one was a good one.
Which look is that? Can someone remind me?
She had the bow tie and then her ass was out. It was like the
Oh.
tuxedo, but her ass was out.
And then fill in the blank. Yeah. Those were the 3 I gave fulls for Naysha. So.
So we're also going to look really, really quickly at the top scored look overall for each queen in order of their top ranked percentage.
Correct. Yeah. So these are not in order of how they're averaged. It's just based on their top look. So in 12th place, our highest look from this queen was... We had the Net Gala look for Monica. That was her highest scored look for us. And we gave that on average
an 86.
An 86, yes. Her overall average for the season from us was a 46.96. So a little rough, but we still love her. She didn't have the lowest average. She was number 11 out of everybody.
Hey now.
Yeah.
This is what dreams made of.
Next, in 11th for the highest look, is Darienne Misshapen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Darienne's highest look was Misshapen, and the score was
an 87.71.
Yes, an 87.71. Her overall average for us was a 59.14. So she was ranked at number 9 overall for us.
Darienne.
Love her.
Place.
And then, yes, the next highest average one for us was Jaymes. And Jaymes had an 88.6 about. But overall, her average score was 75. And that puts her at number 6. 4 if you're only counting Fame Game eligible queens.
Work.
Fire.
Oh, and this was her famous Forever look, by the way. So then we have Kandy Muse. Her highest look was her makeover look. And this scored for us an average of 90.6. Overall, her average was 52. So quite a bit lower than that. Thanks, Lana. She was number 10 overall.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And next up, we have Mrs. Kasha Davis. This was her fruity patootie look. And this had an average score from us of 90.7. But her overall average was 43%. And unfortunately, that puts her at number 12.
No comment.
Oh.
Yeah, poor Kasha. Then we have Miss Naysha Lopez. This was her Miss Fill in the Blank look, Miss Shady Lady. And this we gave an average score of 86 to. So these might not be in order then, because this is below where Kandy was, but that's okay. So on average, no, I read it wrong. This got a 91.9. Sorry, it's been a long day. Her average score overall was a 62.8, and she was number 8 overall.
Welcome.
Next up, we have Jessica Wilde. This was her very first look on the runway this season. This was her famous then look, and this averaged at 95.3. Very high score. Her average overall was a 74.5, and that put her at number 5 for the season.
I was like, if we find a picture of Jessica and it ends up being her in an oblong bodysuit, I'm going to be about that.
Nope. Next up, gone but not forgotten, Miss Heidi. This had an average score from us of 96.9. And believe it or not, her average score for the season was 85.9, which is number one. She had the highest average based on her looks this season.
We love you, Heidi.
But game eligible, she would have gotten my vote.
Mm-hmm. She definitely would have been a strong contender.
She would have been my winner if she would have been Fame Game eligible. Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Love you, Miss Closet.
Next up, we have Lala Ri. This is her Grace Jones look. So this had an average score from us of 97.9. We're getting very high with these scores. Her average for the season was 64.5, and that put her at number 7 for the season.
It was a roller coaster of a runway this year for Lala Ri.
Yeah, it was. She had
Very
highs
much
and
so.
Very.
Very much so.
Next up, it's Miss Manpig herself, Alexis Michelle. So this was also her Miss Fill in the Blank look, and this had a 98 average from us. Her overall average was 81.8. That put her at number 3 for the season.
Yeah, I can see that.
I forgot about this look. I am so happy I'm being reminded about it.
Yeah, it was
so good. Oh my God.
And then we have Jimbo with her Net Gala look. So this got an average score from us of 99. Very high. Her overall average was 78.1. That put her at number 4 overall. So
I figure I know who number 2 is.
well, we only have one person left.
I think I said what I said.
So the highest scoring look for Kahanna, which also means it was the highest scoring look of the season for us. This was her Net Gala look. It got a 99.3, which is pretty close to perfection. I'm sure I was the only one weighing that down. Sorry. But her average score for the season was 84.5, and that put her at number 2.
But number 1 if you count people that showed their full package.
Correct. She's number 1 of the Fame Game eligible queens. Only Heidi was above her.
Man. Killer
Oh,
looks.
wow.
Yeah.
Killer looks.
Some good ones for sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is that. Thank you for joining us for our penultimate episode of our All Stars 8 coverage. We will be back next week to talk about the finale, finally.
Yay.
Thank God. Make sure to do the things on YouTube because you're on YouTube. Do the YouTube things. You know how to do them, so do them. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod, where you can find out what we're doing and you can see all of our funny moments because we're really funny bitches. Make sure to get your merch, link below. No one brought out merch this episode, but it's somewhere. Mine is somewhere. I don't remember where mine is.
There it is.
There it is.
It's right
Great.
here.
And with all that being said, cheers.
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 Are we glad we didn't see a Dr. Seuss book today?
Oh no.
No, I
it.
missed it.
That is so
You know about
We miss you,
my
Mr.
favorite
Talented.
my favorite Dr. Seuss book is Not a Soul Can Clock.
That is
That is